Well, let's get more on the market's reaction now from Jane Foley, who joins us now from London. She's the head of FX strategy at the financial services firm Rabobank. Good to have you with us, Jane. So there does seem to be a bit of optimism ahead of these talks between the US and Chinese presidents. Just how confident are the markets that the two leaders might come to some sort of a breakthrough on their trade war?
Well, it's very difficult to be confident, really, certainly when Donald Trump is involved. It's very difficult to know what he really means. Now, if we go back a few weeks, he did imply to the markets that there was reason to be optimistic about trade talks at the G20 meeting, but that first indication was just ahead of the midterm elections in the US, and there was a lot of skepticism then that might have been a ploy by Donald Trump to try and raise the stock prices ahead of those midterm elections. Now, since then, we've had his administration really back off the claims that this G20 meeting was going to be really instrumental in putting forward some sort of end to the trade conflict. But what we can hope is that there is some sort of progress made. But I think only perhaps the real optimists out there would be expecting this to be the very end of these trade negotiations between the two countries.
And over in London, where you are, we know that Brexit is still front and centre ahead of the December 11 vote on Theresa May's draft Brexit deal. I'm wondering how the market's reacting to the machinations on that front.
Well, of course, it's very headline driven. If we have a more positive headline that we're going to avoid a hard Brexit potentially, then sterling, etc., goes higher and vice versa. Now, the politics is, of course, very rapidly moving here, and the news that we've had today suggests that Parliament, when of course it's due to vote on that withdrawal bill on December the 11th, but it will reportedly now be able to vote through amendments to that bill. Now, that potentially raises the likelihood that maybe a withdrawal bill with amendments could be something that Theresa May could pass through Parliament. But of course, it's very difficult to know. If there is an amended bill, that of course would have to go back to the EU 27 and be ratified again. It is something perhaps that the hardcore Brexiteers really wouldn't like. So an awful lot of permutations and combinations, what ifs, if you like, with respect to Brexit, but the market very focused on each and every headline that's coming out.
Yes, very much a rocky road ahead for Brexit. Jane Foley in London, thank you.